Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Storms. Welcome to my review of Batman Arkham Shadow. Before I do get into this video, I just want to say, if you are new to this channel and you do like VR content, please don't hesitate to click that subscribe button down below, as it would mean so much to me and it will help out the channel a lot. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up as well. So without further ado, let's get into Batman Arkham Shadow. Alright, this wouldn't be a review if I didn't talk about the main man himself in this game, which is Batman. Voiced by Roger Craig Smith in this game, which is why I'm showing some Origins gameplay in the background, just to show off his Batman, because his Batman is cool. I don't think it tops Kevin Conroy's Batman. He will forever be the GOAT, so I just want to say rest in peace to Kevin Conroy. Now, Batman in this game, Arkham Shadow, was portrayed really well, I think. I liked how he was just storming through Blackgate prison undercover, and then obviously goes to the Batcave underneath and then just punches his way through the prison, I guess. There's not much to say other than I really liked how Roger portrayed Batman in this game. I'm going to rate Batman's performance in this game a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's a very good portrayal, and I would like to see him in more games. Let me know if you guys agree. Alright, so the next character I'm going to be talking about is Harley Quinn, or Harleen Quinzel as she's known in Batman Arkham Shadow. Now, there's very little involvement that she has in this game. She has this area here where you talk to her in the meeting, because she's a therapist. And then there's also a mission where you rescue her from the Blackgate guards, because she thinks Crane is the Rat King. And that's pretty much all she has involvement wise for Arkham Shadow. And as we know in the other Arkham games, she's not Harleen Quinzel, she is Harley Quinn, as she referenced that name in this game.
Oh, you should hear the things they call Missy Q, Pumpkin Pie, Harley Quinn.
So, in Arkham Knight, she's crazy. She's mental. I think that's because of the Joker. And it's kind of funny because she was a therapist saving people, but she couldn't save herself. So with that being said, I'm going to rate her character in Arkham Shadow an 8 out of 10. Alright, time to move on to Dr. Crane, also known as Scarecrow, or fully known as Jonathan Crane. We see him in Arkham Shadow firstly by seeing him with Harley, or Harleen Quinzel, must I say, as she is called in this game, where they go into the meeting right here, and we see him kind of get a bit annoyed at how Harley is treating all of us. And then we don't see him for a while. I think we see him next when we're on the comms to Falcone, where he tells Harleen she's fired, and I'm pretty sure he speaks to Gordon. I'm not too sure. I played it a while ago and I forgot, or I already forgot what happened. And then he takes Arnold Wesker, the guy with the doll that he calls Woody, and he experiments on him, which I'm assuming he experiments with the fear gas to scare him in some sort of way. Arnold's claiming that he's helping him.
Where did he go?
He went through that door. He wasn't hurting me, he was helping me.
And then we go into the boss fight, where we see a gigantic Batman, which looks absolutely cool in my opinion. I think that Batman looks really good. And then we don't see Crane for a while after we defeat him. We don't see him for a while until the courtroom scene happens, and that's when he tries to throw the gas on us, or some sort of acid. I don't know what it is, but then it burns Harvey's face, and then we don't see Crane for the rest of the game. So I'm going to give Crane's rating in this game a 7 or maybe a 6, as I don't think he's intimidating as he is in Arkham Knight, but that's just my opinion. Alright, on to the second most important character in Arkham Shadow. As we know, the main character is Batman, and the enemy is the Rat King, who was surprisingly 4 people at once. I don't know if they were meant to be copies or decoys, but Falcone told it was Otis Flanagan, and then apparently it was Yamashiro, and at one point it was Matches, and then at the end of the game we found out the Rat King was eventually Harvey, which to me was absolutely mental. It was insane. I didn't think for 1 second the Rat King was Harvey. I find that mad. I also find it crazy how Matches was a suspect as well at some point, even though Matches is Batman. So yeah, I feel like the whole Rat King story was all over the place, but it kept us chasing down the Rat King, and we eventually got him. That's all I have to say for the Rat King, as there's not much to go into detail with, but all I will say is finding out who the Rat King's identity was in the end was definitely a surprise. So with that being said, I'm gonna rate the Rat King's character a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it that high because it kept us guessing who it was, and we were basically just following a trail to find out who the Rat King's identity was. So yeah, with that being said, a 9 out of 10. Now, I originally was going to add more characters and rate them from Arkham Shadow, but I just thought there was way too many to go through, so I'll just list some honorable mentions on here now. So one of them was going to be Alfred. As we know, Alfred's the GOAT. He's in all the other Arkham games, and Alfred's the guy. He's the guy that tells Batman where to go and, you know, gives him plans and maps out the whole area and sends in supplies and his gadgets. So Alfred's the GOAT. That's all I'm going to say. Next, we have Oracle. She obviously helped Batman throughout Arkham Shadow with some things, and Batman hung up on her multiple times, and we also saw her for the first time walking and not in a wheelchair as she is in Arkham Knight. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool. And lastly, I'm going to talk about Harvey Dent. Now, Harvey Dent, I think, was pretty cool to see in Arkham Shadow. I liked his involvement with the storyline, and I like how he turned out to be Two-Face in the end when he got the acid on his face, and obviously how he turned out to be the Rat King as well. Very cool. Alright, on to what I would change about the game. Now, this kind of ties into what I dislike, and that's being matches Malone. I would change that, like how many times you get forced to be matches, because I feel like you don't get enough time to be Batman apart from like the end. I feel like the end you get to be Batman for the longest time, and the beginning. Apart from that, you just switch in between matches and Batman for pretty much the entire game, and for me, I didn't like that. I would change it. I would make sure to, you know, you be able to play as Batman more than matches. I just feel like it just doesn't suit the type of style of the game, especially for VR, because in VR, you know, you're wanting to be Batman, you're wanting to fight the villains and fight the bad guys and all that, but you know, you didn't get to do that as much as you would like because you're forced to be matches. So that's one thing I would change. Another thing is the environment. I would change the environment as well, because you're just stuck in Blackgate Prison. Like, I would change it so you can move around different areas of Gotham. At the start, you know, you're roaming around, going different places, and then you're stuck in Blackgate Prison for the rest of the game. So yeah, I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, I love the game, I really do enjoy it. I just find it a bit, you know, meh that you're in Blackgate Prison for the entire game, and also switch between Batman and matches for the entire game as well. But that being said, that's literally all I have to say for what I would change. There's not much I would change. So yeah, on to what I like and dislike. Alright, on to things I like and things I dislike about this game. Now, I'll talk about the things I like first. So firstly, I just want to get into the storyline. I like how we're chasing down someone called the Rat King and we have no idea who it is. Yes, we get a few names, but they're not solid evidence that they are the Rat King, you know what I mean? Like I said, we had Otis, we had Yamashiro, then it was even thrown on, you know, the player ourselves, matches, until we find out it was Harvey Dent all along. I find that really, really interesting and really, really cool. So the storyline for this game was amazing. It's one thing I liked and it's one thing I enjoyed playing through. Another thing I liked about this game was the amount of gadgets we got. So obviously we had the smoke bomb, we had the decoder, we had the batarang, we had the explosive gel, the bat claw, the electric gloves, I forgot what they're called, the shock gloves, and we also had the grapple. And I'm just surprised about like all the gadgets we got throughout the game, which was absolutely amazing. I'm so glad we got to use Batman's gadgets in VR. It just felt so immersive to use, and it was so cool to see them up close and personal. So that's another thing I loved about this game. Alright, and the last thing I have to say that I like about this game, as much as I hated it, it was cool to have like a double personality as Batman and matches. Now, don't get me wrong, I hated it how we switched that many times during the game, but there was just something cool about having a secret identity. Like, it would have been cool if we used it twice, but if you played Arkham Shadow or you watched my playthrough, you will see how many times we switched, and it was just getting a bit repetitive and a bit boring. So if it was used twice, it would have been cool, but apart from that, those are the things I liked. Guess it's time to talk about the things I disliked. Alright, since we just talked about it, might as well get into the reason why I just dislike it. The whole part of Blackgate Prison, like the whole area, you're in there for the entire game pretty much. The only time you're not is at the beginning and at the end. I just feel like they could have switched up the scenery at least twice, where you go out of Blackgate and go somewhere else, because honestly, having the whole game set in Blackgate just kind of ruins it for me. Because don't get me wrong, in the other Arkham games where it's in one place, it's amazing. It you know, it matches the vibe of the game. But for VR, you want something else. You want to explore more because you're in the world of Batman. Like, you are Batman, if you know what I mean. You get to see everything from his perspective. So wanting to explore more of Gotham would have been absolutely amazing, and to have a change of scenery would have been great. So that's one thing I dislike, is just being stuck in one location for the entirety of the game. Like, yes, I know you're looking for the Rat King, but they could have done something different with it, where the Rat King could have been somewhere else. I don't know, like, it would have been nice. Second thing I dislike about the game is, I've talked about it quite a lot, even when I was playing through the game myself, was becoming matches multiple times. Like I said, I'd be starting an episode as Batman and I'd be finishing it as matches, and then the next game I'd be starting it as matches and finishing it as Batman. Or even some episodes I'd be starting as matches and finishing as matches. It just didn't feel right. I'm supposed to be Batman, not some undercover guy, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, if they did it twice, it would have been good. I would have been fine with it, but they didn't, so that's why I disliked that part majorly. Right, well, that was my review of Batman Arkham Shadow. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, as it would mean so much to me and it help out the channel a lot. And if you do want to see some more VR content around here, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing loads more VR content very, very soon. And let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video. As I said, this is just all my opinion and my thoughts on the game in general. I'm going to give my final rating of the game. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's honestly a great game, despite some of the things I said that I disliked. So yeah, that was my review on Arkham Shadow. I'll see you guys in the next series that I am doing on Wednesday. I hope you all did enjoy the series I did on Batman Arkham Shadow. I absolutely loved playing through it. So yeah, without rambling on, I'm gonna see you guys in Wednesday's video. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. Stay safe. Peace.